Hi guys, welcome back to Kick Like a Girl, episode 14. We have Catherine Zimmerman with us today. Hi Catherine.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, thank you. Thanks for joining us all the way from America.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me on.
That's okay. So, born and raised in Madison, New Jersey. You had two brothers growing up. What was it like in your childhood over there?
Um, I grew up in a pretty nice town. Like my childhood was pretty good and standard. Good supportive parents, and uh, they got us into all kinds of activities, sports, and um, they didn't let us sit around too much, me and my brother. So, um, yeah, I guess like soccer was kind of just a sport I gravitated to from a young age. My brothers not so much. They did the typical American baseball, football, hockey, that kind of thing. Um, yeah, I mean, I had a really good childhood. It was, looking back, a lot of good memories.
Yeah, cool. I was going to say, did you ever try any of those, I guess, typically American sports, your baseball, your hockey, all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I played baseball when I was young with all the boys. Um, I played, well, I didn't play ice hockey, but I would play with my brothers when they'd freeze this field in my town and they'd flood it, or the field would freeze, they'd flood it, and the water would freeze, obviously, and we'd play ice hockey with them. So I'd skate around with them. That was definitely a highlight. It was pretty fun. Did a little bit of basketball. Wasn't really good at it, or didn't like it anyways.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, did a few different sports, but yeah, soccer was always number one.
The main one. Yeah. Where are you in the family? You the youngest?
Middle
You the middle
child.
child? Middle child.
Yeah.
I got two brothers too, but they are older. So I'm the little baby
Ooh,
of the
I think that's a
family.
little bit worse.
Yeah. Yeah. I always think like, what's the best position to be? Like oldest, middle, youngest.
Everyone, each age, like has their own issues with being that age. Kind of, the oldest
Yeah.
ones always think they get like the most strict, like short end of the stick. Middle child, everyone says they feel like they're the forgotten child. I don't think I really felt like that. Probably because I'm the only girl.
Yeah.
But youngest kids, no offense, they get away with everything.
Yeah.
They get away with murder. Like my younger
Yeah.
brother, he had it easy.
Guess it's like the third child to be raised as well. So it's like, they've already done it twice, so the others kind of,
Yeah, they're kind of
yeah,
just like, yeah,
kind of
whatever.
like whatever. Yeah.
Do what you want.
Oh, cool. So how cold did it get over there? Obviously,
Um,
was it like summer was hot and winter was obviously you said freezing?
yeah, yeah.
Like,
I mean, there's in New Jersey, we get all four seasons like pretty, um, well, not aggressively, but like when it's that season, like fall, autumn, winter. We get snow. Like we had some snow days in school growing up. Like that was always exciting. I had one on my birthday once. That was pretty cool. Um, and yeah, summer is like hot. Like summer right now, it's pretty hot and humid here.
hmm
Um, yeah, it is nice getting all the seasons for sure.
Yeah, that is cool. Bit of variety.
Mm.
Did you ever sort of travel around? I know New York is close. How far was it to New York City from there?
Um, the city's almost only like an hour train ride. So
Yeah.
growing up, I didn't go in there too much, but now that I'm older and have friends that live there, I'll go into the city like for a weekend or for a night or something.
hmm
So it's really definitely pretty cool to live close to that. Like my town is pretty like commuting town, so a lot of people
Yeah.
live here, commute to the city. Um, but yeah, I did travel around the U.S. a lot for soccer, like tournaments and stuff all over. So yeah, that was another perk, I guess, of playing.
Yeah. Gotta say, I've been to New York twice and it's like probably my favorite place.
Is it?
I've
Yeah,
been.
it's
Yeah, I
pretty
went in
awesome.
the winter and it was just like early December, so it was all Christmassy.
That's the best
And
time to go, I think.
yeah, and then again in the summer, I
Did you
went to
like it?
Canada
Which
to
one
be
did you
with a
like
friend.
better?
I think Christmas because it was so, I don't know, just like typical New York Christmas markets, lights. Home Alone is like my favorite movie.
Is it? Okay.
Home Alone too. I loved it growing up, still watch it. So I was like taking my friend around to all of like the movie spots, and she like hated me for it. I'm like, sorry, like,
No, I'm all about that. You gotta see those iconic spots. I
yeah,
think you did it right. I think you did it right.
yeah. It's just so many movies like based in New York too. Like it was just pretty cool to go there. We did a
Yeah.
helicopter ride as well
Oh, you
over
did?
the city. Yeah, that was probably one of the best things I've ever done.
Oh my God.
So if
I've
you
never
get
done
a
that.
chance
I've
to
been
do
a little
that,
bit too
recommend.
scared, I think.
What's that?
I think I would be a little bit too scared to go on a helicopter
Oh,
ride around there.
well, you fall like, so there's, I think there's five of you in there. And if you're on the edge, you're like strapped in, but you can like put your legs out. So you're like half hanging out.
Oh my God. That's
You're
pretty
like,
cool.
no. You're like probably too scared.
Maybe one day, maybe one
Giving you travel advice in like your city.
day.
Oh
I'm
man.
taking your
Okay.
advice.
Exactly. So you played for Madison High School. So you said you kind of grew up, you know, I assume playing at recess and lunch
Yeah, yeah.
with the boys sort of
Um,
thing.
yeah, I mean, like, I guess we play soccer sometimes at like recess. So, like, we play other sports. Like, well, we made up this game with hula hoops. We basically played dodgeball with hula hoops. I don't know how that was allowed. Um, like, we'd come in with like scratches and nicks like on our shins, and they just let us do that. I don't know why. That was the highlight of my recess like career, I think. But
Oh my gosh.
um, yeah, like the high school system, I guess for soccer and stuff, just like the club system is kind of different than Australia. Like we would just play for like the season of like August to October, and then we wouldn't really have training at school like any other time besides that. It was just that season. So yeah, high school soccer in Madison was pretty fun. And then once that was done, you kind of like go to your club team, and then that's like most of the year. So yeah, it's a
Right.
little similar but different than in Australia, I guess.
Yeah. So it says 4 years for Madison High, 50 goals, 25 assists. Pretty crazy record. So I'm assuming you're a striker, like a outright striker, or did you play out wide?
Um, I think both in high school, anyways.
Yeah.
I kind of forget honestly. It's been a long time since
Yeah.
then.
Then you moved into college, Providence College, majored in psychology and a minor in business.
Hmm.
Were you kind of just studying to study and mainly playing soccer? Or like, I have a friend that's in college and I often wonder, like, do people actually go for college or is it like play football or soccer,
I
I should add?
mean, they 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 really push the fact that you're a student athlete and the student
Yeah.
comes first.
Uh-huh.
But I don't lean into that too much. I mean, like I did fine in school. I think I
Just
did
got
what I
by.
needed to do.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, it sounds bad, but soccer was definitely my priority. I knew, like, I know I needed an education, and I'm grateful for that. Um, but yeah, I think I always knew I wanted to continue with soccer after school, so that was priority.
Yeah. Yeah, studying isn't for everyone, I guess. As long as
Yeah,
do what
it's
you
a
got to
part
do,
of it.
not getting like kicked out, you're fine. It's all
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
So yeah, the full 4 years at college, 68 appearances with 32 goals. Again, very impressive. Some of your stats are wild, I've got to say. Oh my gosh, knows how to find the net. Brief stint at New York Flash, trained but didn't play. Did you kind of have to, you didn't move for that? Was that in the same sort of area?
It was a little bit weird. It was not in the same area, and it was so my senior year of college, basically the spring season. Like you're done like with your college sports at that point for soccer, anyways, because you play in the fall. So once that season's over, you're done
Yeah.
with like college college sports anyway. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't really try or know that I could try and graduate early. I guess. So there was a few weeks where I'd be going back and forth from school to New York, Western New York, which is probably like an 8 hour drive, maybe a little bit less, five. I'm not sure. So yeah, I was like signed there and had planned to like go there after college, but they had said like, look, we can't really like facilitate this anymore with you missing stuff. Like, you can come back once you graduate and like see where you're at. And I was like all fine to do that because it was a really good team. I think they ended up winning the league that year, maybe,
Yeah.
or at least that team won the following year when they moved to North Carolina. But yeah, anyways, like good team. But then the Sky Blue coach at the time reached out to me, and um, Sky Blue was like in New Jersey, obviously, so that was like my like hometown team sort of thing growing up when they had the league, anyways. Um, so yeah, I ended up going there instead and trained on for like a little bit, got signed, um, played in a few games, and then I did my meniscus. So that kind of set me back.
Mm. Yeah.
Off season was just trying to get ready or get that right, and I came back like still signed, but like it was just because the contract carried over. And then eventually got cut and just trained on there for a little bit. Um, so yeah, that was like my U.S. pro career. A little bit
Experience. Yeah.
weird, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So Sky Blue, they're now known as Gotham FC.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I was like looking and I was like, I don't know if they're two different teams, but yeah, they've
Yeah.
obviously got a new name. Oh yeah, 5 appearances. Yeah, I assume you're just kind of working, trying to get into the team. And
Yeah.
what was
Yeah.
that like?
It was
So,
tough for sure. It was a competitive. That league is very competitive. I
mm,
think hard to get into, hard to stay in. Obviously, hard to get playing time. So yeah, it was definitely like a highlight of my career as far as dream come true, getting a contract and playing for my home state. Um, but yeah, it probably wasn't my favorite point of my career soccer wise.
yeah,
It was good for what it was. I no regrets, I guess.
you had to, deal with being cut twice from, your home states. If what's the main thing you've kind of learned from getting cut? Because you're saying it probably wasn't your favorite part, and obviously look where you are now.
Mm.
Um, yeah, what do you think that's kind of taught you?
Um, yeah, I think it's just a pretty like clear example of like if one door closes, one, two, three, four other ones might open, and
Hmm.
like that's just how life works. It's like stuff happens for a reason. Like that saying can I don't know can be a bit questionable. Like when like really unfortunate things happen, but in this case, I think stuff did happen for a reason, and I was bummed to get cut from here and there. But again, it led me to where I am, like without any of that happening. So after Sky Blue, I ended up taking an opportunity in Switzerland, and that was like really random and like had its ups and downs too. Is not the best like thing to be a part of. It was administratively maybe a little bit weird that club, but also it was a great experience and it was a beautiful
Hmm.
place. I lived for a little bit and met some cool people and eventually not through Switzerland, but like that just kind of pushed me to be like, okay, like I could go almost anywhere. Like if I wanted to, I could try anything to just continue to play. And then yeah, so after Switzerland, just had contacts in with girls I played with who knew people in Australia, and that's like kind of how I ended up there.
Yeah. So 2018, you've moved to Australia. Was it always Melbourne?
Yeah, yeah,
Only Melbourne?
I love
Sweet.
Melbourne. I love
Yeah.
the city.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm originally from Adelaide, but I've moved here
Oh, nice.
start of the year for this season. Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Do you like it? Or what do you
Cool
like
city.
better? Or can you say?
Oh, it's hard because my family's all back home. Um,
You don't want to.
Adelaide, I like less traffic on the road. Melbourne traffic's
So fair.
like ridiculous. Wherever
Yes.
you go, like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Adelaide has more accessible beaches, I'd say. But like, I'm a sporty gal, obviously. So like MCG, all the love the Oz Open here.
Yeah.
So I always come from that for that anyway. With like my mum, I've been like 6 times. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, I've definitely been here before, but yeah, it's cool just to live somewhere else for a
Yeah,
bit.
for sure. That's awesome.
Yeah, so you signed with Calder United, um, and on your debut, you scored 2 goals in the Community
Um,
Shield. Is that right?
yeah,
In the
two, I
Community
think.
Shield game against South Melbourne.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I do remember that.
And you won, so second place, you guys came second place. Golden Boot, 43 goals in 28 games, which is, I'm pretty sure, the record.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know
in
that.
the NPL.
So,
It was Melina Ayres with 39 just the year before. So you're friends with her, right, from
yeah,
Victory?
I'll have to tell her that one.
She's like, probably like, I've had the year of my life, 39 goals, and then you've just come the year after from America and just like smashed it.
Uh, listen, I can't say anything. She's scored like what? How many? 12 goals this season in like half
Yeah,
as many games.
yeah.
So I can't do much to rub that one in. I think she takes.
Hey, yeah, still very impressive record.
Thanks.
And the year after, you guys won the treble, 33 goals in 27 games. So that's, yeah, again, wild. More than a goal a game. I'm guessing like your 2 good seasons here kind of attracted the eyes of Jeff and Victory. So how did that sort of come about with getting signed for Melbourne Victory in the 2021 season?
Um, yeah, I think so. After those seasons at Calder, came back for the third season, but that was like COVID. So we played, I think, the Community Shield game that year, and then everything was like done after that. Like I think the next few days, everything just shut down. Whatever.
Yeah, right.
Um, so I don't
COVID.
know. I mean, no one knew what to expect with COVID. Obviously, we thought it'd be done in like 2 weeks, but obviously turned into months, and then was debating not staying, but I always give Mark Turcaso credit. Like he's just like just stick it out. Like they'll still have A League go ahead, like no matter what, like it's gonna happen. Um, and yeah, I guess just I was there and had this couple good seasons under my belt. So yeah, Jeff just reached out to me about I don't know a few months before the season started and just said, "Are you staying in Melbourne?" I was like, yeah, like if you're gonna take me, I'll stay."
Yeah.
um,
Am I?
yeah, then yeah, the rest is just had finished my third season with them this past year. So yeah, it's been pretty wild. Like Melbourne has been home to me. It's been super special and it's been really good to me in so many ways. So I'm just so thankful.
Yeah. So just going back to Calder United, was it kind of the same sort of squad? How many years were you there? 2 years?
Yeah, pretty much two, and then like the COVID one, so not really,
Uh,
and then the one in between my first and second A League season. I played a few games there too, and then it shut down again because of COVID, I think,
right.
or something
So
like that.
was
Um,
Mark the coach the whole time?
yeah, Mark was a coach. We had Amanda as our team manager, um, and Ian Williamson was our coach too. And yeah, pretty much the same girls from the first to second season. We added like I don't know, maybe like four new people, and then like they were obviously huge into like I think they made the difference from the first to second season for me, anyways. Like we lost in the semifinal in the first season, then we won the championship the second season. I think the girls that came in, like the twins, Trano twins, Stacy, Jenny, yeah, like you know, I think they made a big difference.
Yeah. Sweet. So yeah, 3 seasons of victory, 13 goals in 28 games. You got a goal of the week. It was actually against Adelaide. I remember watching it. And Annie Groves, a good friend of mine, the goalkeeper. And you just like poof from I don't know how far out, probably like 30 yards. Um, was that one of your favorite goals? Do you have like a career favorite goal or moment?
um, yeah, I think that was definitely one of my favorites.
You just thought, oh, I'm
Um,
just gonna have a hit. I've got a bit of space.
yeah, well, that game I'd like had two goals called back for being offside, which
Oh.
I'm not fully convinced either one of them. Like I haven't even watched one of them back actually because I watched one and I was like, there's no angle, like the camera angles. I mean, this is putting them on blast, I guess, but camera angles were like terrible. There's like one camera for a game. I don't know. I could be
Big
wrong. I'm
mistake.
exaggerating, but like I don't know. The
Yeah.
broadcasting thumbs down. But
Better cameras.
yeah. So I was just so pissed off that game, and I don't know. Mel just like slipped me this little touch pass, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna shoot, I guess.
Oh, I love that. I can definitely agree with that. Like, I feel like even if it's like a couple of bad ref calls or like someone's just taking you out or something, you're like, give me the ball. I'm going to like absolutely send this one and just like
Yeah.
you end up scoring. Or even at training, like if you're just like
Yeah.
in a tiny bit of a mood at training, you just like train out of your skin like
Oh,
instantly.
for sure, for sure. Everyone's everyone I think shows their emotion. I've talked about that with Mel actually. Like, there's not many other professions where you can really just like show all your emotions, and like if you need to yell or curse, it's like pretty socially accepted. Like,
100%.
and it's good for probably people like us because we need to like let that out of our system.
Yeah, for sure. That's funny. I haven't really thought about that. Victory back to back. The 20. So your first season with them, you won the championship, and the year after, yeah, I'm assuming that was just unreal. Like everything you've kind of been working for
Yeah,
so
I
long.
mean, definitely unreal. Like the first season, I think like we had a really good season, and it was just everything was like every season has their ups and downs, but looking back, like we were just so solid, and it was like we could definitely do this. We can like so much confidence, and not that we didn't have that in the second year, but we had just a lot of injuries, so many ups and downs, and every team goes through that and stuff. But yeah, we kind of tanked at the end of the season after playing 7 games in like a month. And then once we got to the final series, we just like switched it on, and like we were on. Like
Mhm.
I don't know, in that game, the final was, we definitely were outplayed. I think everyone knows that, but we didn't play our best, and we still won. So it was, yeah, just
Yep,
again
sometimes
unreal.
that's football. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
better team on the day doesn't always win.
Mm.
So let's talk about your injury last year against Sydney FC. So that was quite early on in the A League season. Yeah, what did you do and how long were you out for?
Um, yeah, I just got a slide tackle kind of from the side. The girl's knee just went in like the side of my leg, and I heard a crack. I sort of thought it was my ankle, like just popping for a second, and then tried to sort of walk it off for about a minute, and then I was just like, I can't really push off.
Yeah,
And
you
yeah, so
knew.
went to the hospital, got a little wrap on it to be able to fly that night, and then yeah, so I think it was about 10, 10 weeks. I was back. I ended up getting surgery, got like a plate and some screws in. So yeah, like 10 weeks of rehab and all that, and then came back for the Western Sydney game, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that was again this past season, similar to the second one. There was just a lot of injuries. Like we had a lot of ups and downs this past year too.
Yeah, right. So what was the, I guess obviously still being in a professional environment, when you do get injured, you can't play. You're still, I'm assuming, get out and about and around the squad. How was like the support network from Victory and your rehab and all that sort of stuff?
It was so good. Like the club itself is obviously super good to me. The girls I lived with, there was about 6 of us in a house, and
Oh,
at one
wow.
point we were all injured. Um,
Oh,
like all of us were sitting in the bench one night, one game. It's not funny, but it was funny.
hey, that's crazy.
Yeah, we staged the house because we were like, it's cursed. it didn't help. It didn't help. But yeah. So
You vent to each other.
what did you say?
At least you can vent to each other and just like have your
Yeah.
moments. Like,
Oh,
this sucks. Like we want to be playing.
yeah. We all knew what we were all going through, but
Yeah.
everyone else, like the girls on the team, like all of them, like Maya, Paige, Kayla, Leah, Beatty, Chids, all of them, like they came out. Like I had a scrimmage, I guess, just one of my first games back, just like with the younger girls, and they came out just to watch that, and I was like, wow, this definitely means a lot. Like these girls came to watch us just like a silly friendly, and it's they're very supportive. And when I came back to that first game back, everyone was just so good, and like that's the stuff that means the most to me. And I think any athlete would say that it's like just all about your teammates and those relationships. That's what makes everything so special.
Yeah. 100%. Last thing I want to chat before we get on to some questions. Your little podcast you've got going with Angie Beard. I
What podcast?
I think yeah, just when I was on your Instagram, I was like, oh, like that's kind of cool. I love seeing like women with podcasts, and even if it's just like, I kind of love how more casual yours is, like just
Mm.
chatting about topics and that sort of stuff. So Angie Beard, is she friend from Victory?
Yeah, well, we played at Calder together. That's how I first met
Wow.
her.
Right.
Um, and yeah, we're just really good friends, and we just have really good conversation, like just about the most random stuff. I mean, she can talk to anyone. That's the thing. So it's like it
Yeah.
makes it easy. But yeah, no, she just wanted to do this podcast. I would not have done this in a million years, but she was like, "Let's do it." I was like, "All right, fine." So, and we were on a roll for a while because we were at that point we were on Victory together, so we were together all the time and could had the time to do it. But I don't know, it's hard to organize.
Oh,
Half the time we're in different time zones, and yeah, we'll
yeah.
get back to it eventually. We got to finish the alphabet, like it's unfinished, and that does bother me. So we'll finish
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, the A to Z podcast. Love it. Yeah, definitely it's so time consuming. I don't know if people, I think a lot of people would be like, oh, yeah, let's start a podcast. And then within like a few months, like, oh, crap, like this is actually like a commitment. It's not just like start chatting and,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
work. Like you said,
yeah.
you did research, and yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
well,
It's not easy doing interviews. I think you've done a great job, like better than I do.
oh, thank you. I still like yours. I was listening to the first episode just to like get to know you a little bit more. And yeah, got like some little things to write. I was like, yes, they're doing my research for me.
Nice, perfect. Glad we
That
could help
awesome.
you.
Yeah, no worries. We have some questions now. So Kieran wants to know, would you rather have another 43 goal NPL season or win Victory Vikings Player of the Year?
That's a good question. Um, Shoot. I mean, maybe when Victory Vikings, like just because I haven't done it, that would be pretty cool.
Do you
Uh,
see yourself playing NPL again or just kind of going with the flow?
um, I'm not sure. We'll see after after next season. I'm not sure. I'm definitely I think nearing the end of my career, so I don't know, to taper off maybe at MPO would be a nice thing. Yeah,
So
we'll see. I'm not sure.
looking to stay in Melbourne a bit longer or
Possibly. I do
yeah.
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So it's it's um it's not out of the question for sure.
Yeah. Sweet. Zara says, advice you would give to young people trying to achieve what you have achieved in football.
Yeah, good question. I think I know Zara. She's cool. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think the main thing is work hard. Obviously, like it's so cliche and simple, but you just got to work hard and want it, and put in the work and make the sacrifices. But again, referring back to what I said before, just know that if one thing doesn't work out, like there's always other options, other doors that'll open, and that's what's gonna make your career what it is. Like if everyone was literally on the same path in soccer, like or in life, it's like everything would be so boring, and I don't know, kind of what's the point of that?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say just hard work and resilience, perseverance when things don't go your way.
Yeah. Awesome. Biggest soccer idol growing up?
Mia Hamm.
Oh yeah,
Yep. I got, well, I don't have it anymore. I had a life size poster of her in my room.
a life
Got an
size.
autograph. Like she's,
That's epic.
yeah, idol for sure.
Love that. If you could play for any team in the world, who would it be?
Hmm. San Diego Surf, because I love San Diego.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
why is that near the beach?
Beach. My family's there. I've been there a bunch of times throughout my life, and it's just beautiful place, similar to Melbourne. So it's not too much of a lifestyle change.
Cool. And what are you most excited about for the World Cup?
I'm excited to see Angie Angie Beard play for Philippines versus Claudia Bunge on New Zealand.
Oh, I didn't know she's from the Philippines.
Yeah, I mean, she's posted about this, so I hope I just didn't expose her. But
Oh,
it's people know this, so I'm not just putting her on blast right now.
that's
But yeah,
okay.
she got citizenship, I guess, or PR. I don't know. She went
Yeah.
through this whole process so she can play for them, and she'll be
Ah,
versing Bunge in New Zealand. I think they're in the same group, so it's yeah, just ironic that would happen. I'm excited to watch that game.
yeah, right. She got a cap for Australia though.
Yeah, I think a couple,
Yeah.
but
Also,
not
I might
enough.
think of a different person. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
When do
no,
they play each other early on? Do you know?
yeah, I think the second game, the 25th of July.
Cool. That will be fun to
Yeah.
watch. Awesome. All right. So obviously you're from America and you're living in Melbourne. So I'm just going to say something and you're going to tell me if it's better in the US or if it's better in Australia.
Okay. Cool.
Okay?
Yeah.
Food.
Uh, Australia.
Beaches.
Australia.
People. Very generic.
um,
Broad. That's hard
I
because it's not
guess in general. I guess in general, Australia.
Ooh. Australia 3-0. Night
That's quite bad. It was just the 4th of July yesterday too. I'm supposed to be patriotic.
yes, United States. Nightlife. I'm not sure if you're like a bit of a party or not, but yeah, night
I mean,
every now and then.
oh yeah, for sure. I mean, nights out in Melbourne are awesome, but I think there's just more variety in the U.S. probably, and just different maybe vibes for nights out depending where you go. And comparing that to like I don't know, going out in New York City, like I think I'll give it to America. That
That's
one.
fair.
Ew.
Shopping.
Shopping? Oh, uh, I think America.
Yeah.
It's tough, but America, I guess.
Things to do, just in general.
Um, Melbourne or Australia, I guess.
Same, same.
I think just live more, maybe more livable, more little things to do, and
Yeah.
more acceptable to do other things. If you get what I mean, like I don't know. There's such an emphasis on like living to work here, whereas in Australia it's like work to live. So just that lifestyle and just doing things in Australia is just more fun, I guess. Than
Okay. I know
gambling.
what you mean. That's interesting. Weather. This is hard
Mm,
because it's Melbourne.
Yeah, it depends. Like
If you like the
pretty
rain.
similar. Like if you're in, I mean, if you're in different areas of each country. Um,
True. Have you been around Australia apart from A League? Like to visit
yeah.
like Queensland or anything?
Pardon?
Like Queensland or up the coast a bit?
Yeah, yeah. I've been up there, not for soccer. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Sweet.
guess now after thinking that, I'll give that one to Australia.
Style of football play.
Uh, I think Australia. Like I think in America, there's more players playing. It's like a bit more competitive in a way, but I think the American style of like athleticism, strength, direct, it can work. But I think in Australia, like I've noticed, like all that stuff is part of it, but I think it's more there's an emphasis on trying to play a bit more.
Mm-hmm. More tactical.
Mm.
Okay, and last one, fast food restaurants.
Oh, that's really hard.
Because you guys have Shake Shack, and I'm convinced that's like the greatest place in history.
Really? Oh my god, that's
Yeah,
funny. I do
I
like
love
Shake Shack is good,
yum.
but you guys have grilled in Nando's.
True.
Um, Maybe just America because there's way more options, and not saying that's a good thing, but
Yeah, I mean, you probably don't eat a lot of it anyway, but
nah.
you know. All right, cool. I think that's pretty even. I have to do the tally up after.
Yeah, those are good questions. They're hard.
I love that you had to think because I was like, what if this is too easy?
No, no, you made it
Okay.
difficult.
And to wrap it up, with all of my guests, we have a WMPL Dream Team, which I know is quite a challenge, but and I may not know some of these people, but I'm interested to hear yours as along with a coach.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like a veteran MPL player. Like I don't know, I just feel old. Like I feel like this was years ago that I played in MPL, so it's like
I feel you, don't worry.
it just feels funny. Um, okay, I just went with pretty much everyone on the 2019 Calder team.
Treble team.
Huh?
That's fair.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so
In
in
goal.
goal we had Ayana Ariagi, and then
Awesome.
um, okay, the back line's a little bit mixed, but so Jenny Stroba, um, Gulkan Koja. That's so. Just we usually just say G. And, okay, so Marie Rampel, R,
Yep.
and then Polly Doran,
Doran. Sweet.
and then midfield you got Mel and Age Taranto with Emma Robers, and then up top Stacy Papadopoulos. That's a lot of letters.
Stacey Papa. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, I was gonna say, just shorten it. Alex Sinclair.
Oh yes. I'm having her on my pod very soon.
Oh, nice.
Excited to chat.
Exciting.
She's so lovely.
Yeah, she's awesome. And then Angie Beard on the left. And can I do subs?
Sure, I'll let you off.
Yes. Okay, good. Okay, because I have Alana Byrne. Again, a Calder person, but I had to throw in like ones I played against that I haven't played with that I would want on my team. And it was hard
Yep.
to make this cut, but Melina Ayers, obviously. Ali and then Kayla Morrison.
Ah, defender at Victory, right?
Yes.
Sweet. Who's the gaffer?
The Gaffa.
The
What's that?
coach. Sorry. Who's in charge?
I've been away for like 2 months. I'm like, the slang
I
is
don't
not
know.
getting to
That
me.
might be English. I don't know where gaffer comes from. I don't know.
I feel like I've
With
never heard that before.
oh well, there
I
you
don't know.
go.
Anyways, now I
Add it
know.
to your list.
Yeah, I guess we'll go with Mark Turcaso. Like keep it with a theme of Calder.
Sweet. Awesome. I mean, I'm assuming a very good team.
It was
I
good.
trust you.
We
I
had
believe you.
it
I'm
was
I'm
good.
starting to like hear more and more names, like getting to sort of know the league a bit better, which is the purpose of this pod, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Well, you survived. Well done. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. You can watch on YouTube or listen on Spotify. Keep an eye on the Instagram Kick Like a Girl podcast. Thank you again, Catherine. It was nice to meet you.
These are very nice meeting you. Thanks for having me on.
No worries.